I don't have a lot to say about Drown. I didn't take a lot of notes, and there's really not much to say.
I've got some things to say about it. The fact that I started researching them and then realized
you can't.
Time out. After an hour, I was researching a guy a guy from Bratislava that moved to like Oregon or something. And I'm like, okay, so this is okay. That makes sense. It's kind of funny though. The lyric, he doesn't have much of an accent. And then all of a sudden, after I'm like trying to figure out, none of this makes sense. And I start researching. Let's face it, these guys don't have. Let's stop. We'll get into that. Yeah.
Well, I'm interested in the story now. Yeah.
Well,
I'll tell you started. Yeah.
Let's get started, and then.
All right. So do we want to get started?
Let's just fucking do Drown, and then we'll do STP. How about that?
What are you doing?
Okay. This is an interesting one to start with. So let's do it. Okay, get it started, asshole.
All right.
Well, we got to say hi, don't we?
Well, yeah, I can introduce us and all that good stuff. So, welcome to Somewhere in Time podcast, everybody. Somewhere in Time. I want to start that again because I realized recently that when I say Somewhere in Time podcast fast, it sounds like I'm saying Summertime podcast. And that's not what this is.
Summertime podcast.
In the summertime, somewhere in time.
Summertime.
When you're out there with the benzos.
Summertime. Yeah. And we're going to talk about some depressing albums. Summertime podcast.
Summertime podcast.
Somewhere in Time podcast.com is where you find us online. Get to all of our stuff there. Episode streaming there, links to our social media, links to our YouTube, all that good stuff. I'm Eric.
Links to our OnlyFans.
Oh God. No. None of that. I'm Eric. We've got Tim here.
Yep, I'm here.
Joe is here.
Yes.
And Keith is here.
In the summer.
Keith is back, by the way. He was not with us in the last episode. So, did you even listen to? You probably didn't listen to Machine Head, no?
I did. I have not. I've had a weird.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
no, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was just curious to get your take, but you should listen to it. It's a very good album.
That time has passed.
Did you just do a birthday? I think you did.
Yes, I just had a birthday. You're gonna have one. What next Sunday?
That's true. Yeah.
No, you're gonna do next Wednesday.
Something like that.
4 days.
Tuesday.
4 days.
Tuesday. That all right. I was close.
Yeah.
But yes, I turned 48.
I'm the baby of the podcast again.
I'll be 49 in like 3 weeks or something. Yay.
I think I'm turning 7,000 in October.
You are the old man on the podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this episode, it's a little bit interesting. We're going to do 2 albums. Honorable mention is Hold On to the Hollow by the band Drown. We'll start with that. And we've also got Purple by STP to talk about, Stone Temple Pilots. But we will start with a little bit of Drown, play a little bit of this to get going here. Let's just play this one.
I can't name it. I don't know what it is.
This is what it is.
It's what it is to burn.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good one.
All right, I'm going to fade it out there just because we've got plenty to get into, and we'll get into the vocals and lyrics and all that good stuff later. So, yes, this band is Drown. They are from Los Angeles. The band members are... Okay, help me out with this singer's name, because first of all, his name is Lauren, and then last name is it pronounced Bouquet or is it Bouquet? B-O-Q-U, because Bouquet is spelled differently, but this is like B-O-Q-U-E-T-T-E.
Yes, your guess is as
French, I imagine, right?
I mean, the guy's name is Lauren. I mean, probably Laurent or something.
Exactly.
But he's from LA. He's not from Nice. So
right, yeah. All right, well that's your vocalist, Joseph Bishara on guitars and keyboards, Rob Nicholson on bass, and Marco Forcone on drums. I believe it's a little bit weird because Yeah, we were mentioning before we got started here that Keith was having a little bit of a hard time researching this band. I was too.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like there's some links that have Todd Allen as a percussion. Well, he's listed as a percussionist, there was also another article that said he was the drummer. So maybe he started as a drummer, and then this guy Marco Forcone came in. I don't know. It's hard to research this band because they're not very well known.
That's the biggest thing. These guys don't have a wiki page.
No, they don't.
There's not a lot out there.
It's like
No.
I mean,
They
this
had
is
like
the
an
first
all music
time.
page or something.
Yeah, like I was reading them on Discogs, and it's like they've got like a description there, and it's like
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I mean that's the
about it.
thing. Like I was researching. I was just like, okay. The first thing I found was this guy from like somewhere in the former Eastern Bloc country that moved to Oregon that created a band called Drown. And I started getting into that, and mentioning, the industrial background this band kind of focused in on. And after, getting some notes down and, kind of looking at a few things, I found out I was researching a completely different band named Drown.
Yeah.
And it was
sounds
like, oh, and then, yeah, it
There's
turns
like
out
5 different bands named Drown, I think. So
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not.
Even
I
on-
mean, let's
even on
face it,
Spotify.
Drown. It makes sense. It's not a bad band name.
yeah, no. So did you happen to see who the producer of this album was, Keith?
Well, there's
Oh,
more than one.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
yes,
Dave
but
Ogilvy,
yes.
Skinny Puppy member, Skinny.
Mm.
So I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that until
Yeah, and I think one of the guys from God damn it,
yeah, there were
I'm a
two other
sugar. Yeah,
bands.
yeah, exactly. Oh, God damn it, it's a band you guys like.
Mastodon.
No, 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 no. It's not Fu Manchu, or it might be Fu Manchu.
Hmm.
I didn't even write that. That's the whole thing. Like I wrote down all the stuff and then got rid of it because it was like, oh, that's not the right thing. And then after I started looking into this shit, I'm like, I didn't write any stuff down about the actual band I was researching, except that
Well,
yes, I have
yeah.
yeah, Skinny Puppy was one of the producers, which blows my mind, and I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that. Let's go ahead.
I mean,
and,
it sounds good. It's a good produced, a well-produced album. For what it is.
Well, let's talk about that because let's face it, this is a LA industrial based band. They're heavy metal much more than I'd say they are industrial. That's the biggest thing when it comes to when you think about the biggest bands in that genre, Ministry, Nine Inch Nails, Skinny Puppy, Fetus. I think about J.G. Thirlwell and what he does. He's got one song will have an entire big band jazz thing going on, and so many other guys. You think about like the kind of symphonic orchestration that Trent Reznor would do, like in Nine Inch Nails component. This music is very heavy metal based, and like the industrial side of it, it's absolutely there in every single song, but it's not. There's not enough. You could say the biggest thing I love about industrial is that, Ministry is the best example. They'll have entire songs that is just one riff over and over again,
Yes.
or like 6 minutes, and it's just like, I mean, there's flat out like an orchestra of like small woodland animals being forcibly forced into the orifices of middle school principals, and that's kind of like the echo effect that Al Jurgensen would get to really make just that same guitar riff going over and over again for 6 minutes, interesting, and create something with it. This band, there wasn't, they didn't have that.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if the singer was I don't want to say he was just kind of grabbing onto what was popular at the time, but he may have been, because I looked at some of his more recent bands he's been in, and he hasn't been in a band since like 2013, but he was in a band called Six and then a band called Lords of Ruin, and both of those bands were just straight up metal. Like they weren't, there was no industrial to them whatsoever. So, and they weren't great. I looked at a little bit of Lords of Ruin, and they were fine, but pretty generic. So,
well, the thing about it, the most I found when researching this is that singer. Like, I feel like the singer guy is the main dude for this band.
Yeah.
And that, which is so bizarre. I mean, all the reviews I found of this album everybody agrees that this is a good album. The music is solid. There's nothing major going on, but the biggest complaint everyone has is the vocalist is meh.
Oh,
Who
I
said
love his
that? There's-
vocals.
I mean,
That's
he's
ridiculous.
I mean,
Whoever said that is wrong.
I don't. I mean,
Wrong.
Wrong. The vocals are ferocious.
the vocals are ferocious, but it's not as good as say Skinny Puppy. It's not as good as it's like. I mean, and this is another huge thing I'd say when it comes to industrial. I didn't really get my feet even wet into industrial until like 95. So hearing this now, it's like I'm just like that COC album. Like
Yeah,
if I heard this back when I was really getting into Prick and all that, I would have probably been like, hell yeah. But
well, I think that
I
plays
didn't
a lot
listen to
into
it in 19 I didn't listen to it in 1994. I listened to it in 2024
Yeah.
and I've been involved in a lot since, and it's like, so to me hearing this now, the vocals it doesn't hit perfectly with what's going on with the music. It works well, but it's not perfect.
I think he's
Get the fuck out my face with that shit.
I cannot agree
he does he does I think he does pretty well. You can tell he's not a good singer,
Yeah, he definitely is not. Yeah.
but when
Yeah,
he
but
gets angry, I think maybe he could be a little more dynamic because he kind of relies on that growl all
with that.
throughout.
I don't
Yeah,
need
I think
dynamics in
his
this.
vocals are pretty samey at times. That's the only complaint I
Yeah.
really have about the album. Is
But that's
that
kind of
the
this whole
album does
genre.
feel-
I feel like
Yeah,
it's kind of
Just-
the
It
not
would
well
be
maybe
weird.
not Trent Reznor's not like that, but
I mean, you listen to JG Thirlwell, there's
I don't. I don't know who
well,
that is.
okay. You've probably heard a lot of his stuff if you watch the Cartoon Network.
Maybe. What
I
I'm
have no
assuming there's
idea.
a band associated with him, or is it?
He was Fetus.
Oh, I was going to say this. I have heard Fetus, and this kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of Fetus a little bit. But I liked this album a lot when it came out. This is and the fact that you said it's not industrial is probably why it's more metal. That's probably why I like
It is,
more.
yes. This is definitely
Yeah.
leans more. I mean, you definitely the big, as stated, say, Ministry is the example. Like, there are Ministry songs that's just the same goddamn thing over and over for 6 minutes, but all the other crazy crap going on. This has this basic song structure of most metal, tunes. It's got,
Mhm.
verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus,
Yeah.
voila.
Yeah.
And the and that's another thing I'd say. I don't hear a whole lot of massive difference from guitar tones and everything going on instrumentally. Is that even the
Yes.
right word there?
Yes, that's correct.
Instrumentally from song to song, as you would in a lot of the other kind of industrial bands would use like a completely different guitar with 18 different pedal setups for
Right, yeah.
each different track, if not each 10 seconds of each track. So
I do
Oh, I
agree.
know
I think
they're-
they're more like a metal band that incorporates industrial elements.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's exactly what they are.
But so we wouldn't have even known about this band if it weren't for Prong and Clutch.
that is what I
correct.
want to ask you guys.
Yes,
Is like, all right, I had to, let's face it, I had to try, and I barely succeeded in even finding out anything about this band from looking on the internet. I mean, it's the internet. You could find, the most absurd shit ever, and this band is impossible to even find right now.
Yeah, it's
So
a
you
shame.
guys, I did notice that yes, they toured with Clutch and Prong. I forget who else listed, but so you guys just saw them as they were
Yep.
openers for these tours or baby
Yep.
closers.
At the Bayou.
opening, one of the best opening bands I've ever seen.
I,
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
I think I was
Yeah.
late to that show. I know I missed them.
Oh,
I
did
never
you?
saw them live. Yeah.
Oh,
They
wow.
just blew us away. I mean, it's
They-
just-
so we were in the balcony
yeah,
and
Yeah.
they came on and we were like, holy shit. And like immediately they were great. And then
That was
the
a cleansing
singer-
tour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I missed them. Yeah. It was a debacle getting
Yeah.
out there for me.
Yeah.
I don't remember
that's
why. But
DC. So
But at some point, like middle of the show, the singer just starts walking around the club. Like he's singing and he walks like right past it. Like he gets up to the balcony. He's like walking the entire venue
Yeah.
and he walks literally right past us. We could pat him on the back. He was just right there.
Like during the show, like as he's
yeah, as he's singing, like he's he's singing songs, like holding his head, like he's doing the whole, emotional guy thing. But yeah, it was impressive. They were amazing. And we were immediately like, yep, we got to buy that album.
Yeah, we bought it for like the next day. Like, holy shit. This is awesome.
Hearing that story makes me understand, Tim, what you're telling me about. Like, what are you talking about? His vocals are perfect. Yeah, if I had that happen, I probably would have, like, been able to envision that going into the album as well. But yeah.
Well, there's just such a ferocity to it and such anger. He's just so pissed off, and I'm like, for what this is, that's all I really need from it. It's just, you guys are. It sounds like this guy went through a breakup and he's probably got cheated on or something, and he's just really pissed off about it. And it's like,
wonder how that happens.
I don't need, other than the pure anger. That's all I need from this guy, and it works perfectly, I think. But every song, you're like, yeah, that works for me, buddy. You get the point across.
Well, should we should talk about some of the tracks?
Yeah.
Whoa, the tracks.
We don't need to go track by track. There's some I definitely have favorites.
Let's play, I Owe You from the start. Like, I like how this one hits at the beginning. Or, I mean, it doesn't. Yeah.
I mean, this sounds industrial.
Exactly. that's why I wanted to. Yeah, this part right here, and that's. And then maybe the most industrial part of this album is this right here.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to compare them to Killing Joke too.
Yeah.
Wasting time on my own thoughts, pulling me in so deep. Thoughts.
See if I can get to the chorus.
For a while you let me forget myself, but once again, the real me is alive. I put myself here. Look what it's done to me. I keep myself here. Now watch me bleed.
Yeah, I love his voice. Well, we'll get more into it. But yeah, I mean, right off the bat, I love that song. That's
yeah.
I think, if I'm looking at my favorites, I would probably say Pieces of Man, Transparent. I like
Everything.
Which one?
Everything. The last song.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's so it's so hilarious that I'm on a show with you guys, because me, easily, hands down, favorite song is Longing. I love in Lost how he switches up his vocals and kind of it fits. I felt like it's that, I feel like that song really fits what the band is doing. And then what is it to burn?
Yeah. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
What is it to burn? Yeah, Pieces of Man. What's the one? Is it
There's
Oh yeah, that Longing. Yeah, that's the one that I was going to point out too. The one where it's basically just keyboards and vocals. Yeah, that was cool. I like
that. Slow tempo. So that kind of, when it comes to industrial, there's a lot more diversity, I'd say, in way of song structures and orchestration. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, there's a little difference in tempo for some of these songs, and then some of them actually do have like kind of a ballady thing going on at some points. But you know, there's just not enough insanity, I guess you could say. I expect, you know, when listening to a Fetus album, like all of a sudden something crazy happens that you don't expect. And this is, for the most part, it's what you expect with a basic metal song with some extra effects and some synthesized tones and modulations in there. So,
Yeah.
Still, it is. I mean, regardless of my, you know, how I feel about his vocals, it's still. Let's. What do we want to do next? Let's listen to more songs.
Let's
Pieces
see.
of Man.
Pieces of
Yeah,
Man.
that's the one thing I said. At 151, it's like meh.
Oh, really?
Is it Pieces of Man or Pieces of a Man?
Oh, it is Pieces of a Man. You're right.
Not on the.
I always thought it was that too, and I'm
on
finally
here.
reading the
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. It's not
on the digital
Spotify,
one.
it's
It's Pieces of a Man. That's what Apple says too.
Is that wrong?
These things, Pieces of Man. So
Yeah.
Right.
The song is Pieces of Man.
I was thinking Clutch right there.
yeah. There's a part like near the end where it's just the chorus, and it's kind of. Let me see if I can find it. There we go.
Yeah.
This is pretty industrial. It is interesting they toured with Prong and Clutch because they don't really sound like either one of those.
No.
I could definitely see those, especially in the early 90s, both of those crowds getting, you know, easily identifying with what's going on here.
Yeah. Early Neil Fallon, there's a little bit of that. Man.
Oh, yeah. In hindsight, this is a really good divorce album. I was nowhere close to being divorced in 1994, but looking back on this, playing this album back, I'm like, holy shit, this is all like divorce music.
I didn't even have a girlfriend at that point, so.
Nah.
But in Beautiful, play the beginning of Beautiful, because like one thing I loved about this song is the time breaks at the very beginning, but you can't do that without really pissing off guys that are starting to get into it and trying to start up a mosh pit.
I totally forgot about this song. I don't know, like
Really?
yeah.
No, what? The first song?
No, it's beautiful.
No, third.
Oh, is my track listing out of order? Yeah, it is.
I think just the way it opened, I didn't remember what it was. We said we weren't going to go track by track, and we're going track by track.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we want to talk about anything else, I want to hear Longing, but you know, we don't need to hear all the tracks.
Yeah.
No, there's some stuff we got to point out for sure. There's stuff that gives me chills because it's so good. So,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm happy to play a little bit of Longing, or I mean,
yeah, and Longing, go to 146 on Longing. Oh my God.
like their angrier version of "I Want Something I Could Never Have," "Something I Could Never Have" by Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, totally.
It reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Just keyboards and kind of slower. It's good though. It's a good song. Well, "Transparent" might be my favorite song on the album.
It's so good.
Yeah.
That part at 320.
Oh, good. I was going to
326.
suggest that one.
Yeah.
Didn't even write down anything for it.
Oh my god.
Hands on mine. Hands all over mine. Scarring my mind so easily. Scarring my mind so easily. Hands all over you. Tearing every part of me. Hands all over you. There's always something that reminds me.
And 326 is another song.
Deep inside.
So awesome.
This part. Oh god.
Oh,
Live lost life. 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 I try to live lost life. I try to forget lost life. I try to forget lost life. I try.
Damn, that boy can sing.
You must be crazy.
He good.
You must be crazy.
that's awesome.
Didn't you say "Lost" was one of your favorites too, Keith?
Yes.
That's funny
Of course,
because
I don't have a time signature for it though.
I said one of my least favorites. We
I
are
have
not so-
Lost in Arms of the Empty are the other two still left that I still have. Like, dude, this is
Yeah, Arms Full of Empty is awesome. It's one of the best songs.
Yeah,
as
really good
well.
chorus in that one. Oh, it starts with the chorus. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Is there anything else here? Too? Yeah, that's basically the chorus, right?
I believe it is.
Cool bass stuff too. Yeah. That's cool. It's too bad that they really. It was basically just this album. They didn't really have anything else. It was because they did have an album. What was it, 98? Tim?
yeah, 98.
99, 98, 99, yeah.
And
And
and at that
not
time
good.
the singer tried to release apparently some of the studio tracks, like, I don't know, the original mixes of things too, but and from what I could tell, like, the fans of this band were like, yeah, it was fantastic, but let's face it, this band never caught on. One other thing that I noted in my research was these guys came out of the LA scene.
Mhm.
And let's face it, you look at Skinny Puppy, they're out of Vancouver. You look at Chicago is like America's home base of
Right.
industrial. LA, that's where you go for Motley Crue. That is,
Right.
that is where all the glam, that's where all the glam bands, just fled.
Yeah.
And so they were really kind of, as much as they, got enough attention to, make enough noise to get signed and at least tour on their own, they were definitely not appreciated at home. These
They
guys,
actually,
yeah,
they're technically were started in Long Beach, which is even less like this. Because
Yeah.
that was a scene that was blowing up Well, I guess a couple years after that, but probably I guess it started
Yeah.
by '94, right?
Well, the Long Beach
Like
punk
Sublime and
scene. Yeah,
I'm talking about like Sublime and what's No Doubt, those bands.
Yeah.
yeah,
We didn't
Yeah,
mention they
so-
were on Elektra Records. They got a
Yeah.
good record deal.
yeah.
Yeah, they got signed by the same guy who signed Metallica, Michael
Oh, okay.
Lago. And Michael Lago found them, I guess. This album was done in I think '92, but they waited until '93 and then eventually '94 to put it out.
Hmm.
So there was an interview with the singer, and he was like, "Yeah, we probably should have put something out sooner than this because by '94 things were getting weird in metal. That's for sure.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I can't think of a situation where you make an album and it's like, well, we need to wait 2 years.
Right.
And then it'll
How do you
be-
predict that? Right.
And then it'll hit, like
yeah,
Yeah.
plus I'm sure they were touring on that material and nobody can fucking buy the album. It's gotta be. I mean,
yeah,
that's
just-
stupid.
That's
What
yeah.
what is this album, The Hollow Years, which is the same track listing? Is that the one you're talking about where they tried to re-release it or something? Did you see that?
I don't know
It's
that,
probably
no.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see that. But I mean,
just
the
saw
Hollow
it
Years
right
is
now.
probably the. Yeah, well, go
But it's
read about it then.
there's nothing to read about it. Where am I going to fucking read about it?
I don't know.
Well, you read
just-
everything there is about it.
Yes.
I just found it on Apple Music. Like what? So I don't know. Maybe it's on Spotify too.
Okay. See what the tracks are
it's
and see if they're the same
I
tracks
just
we've already
told
talked
you
about. Okay.
they're the same tracks.
There's one extra,
I
one extra
didn't
track
know
on
if-
it.
Oh yeah, called
Embrace.
Embrace. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
So you could play it.
Yeah. Is
It's
it
written to
on?
be called.
Well, I just wondered if it's like remixes or something.
It
or if they
probably it's
re-recorded
got to
everything.
be. I mean, what I read is that he definitely did release all of the early recordings of stuff. So I would have to bet you some cash that that's exactly what that is.
This is Embrace. This is the previously unreleased track.
Sucks.
I mean, it sounds like would fit right in on this album.
Yeah.
Funky, man.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean,
No.
seems like it would fit in there.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the album is 47 minutes. Maybe,
Yeah.
well, it can't be 50 minutes. It won't fit
Yeah.
on a CD or whatever, I don't know.
And the track listing or the credits are all the same people, so I'm assuming it's not a redo.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
Just remastered or something,
extra track. Yeah.
or maybe not even that.
Weird.
The Hollow Years.
Let's play a little bit of
Stupid 'cause it's-
everything.
Yeah.
Give a timestamp.
3:23, and then he does that. Oh, just play it.
Well, I'll do that. That's such a good pissed off voice. Yeah.
Yeah, he says to goodbye to everything. It's this very sullen track.
It's a
Very
good
angry.
last track.
Yeah.
For me, it's absolutely hilarious because the entire time I'm listening to this, I'm just thinking of the other, industrial bands I'm into, and as soon as it finished, it went right into Prick. And it was just like, all right, hey, yes, exactly.
Our devices and
Hey, YouTube was just like,
YouTube
well, if
knows
you
us
listen
too
to
well.
this one, listen to this one next. It was just like, yeah, you know what? That's perfect. Thank you, YouTube. Good job.
Well, shall we grade?
I'm just looking at their other album. It's Product of a Two-Faced World. And I remember seeing that CD either in my house, like maybe John had it, or maybe you saw it in your guys' house, but I've never listened to it because I just got enough reviews from y'all that was like, eh.
Yeah.
It's very new metal
Kinda
sounding.
new metal. Yeah. It's not like
Yeah.
this one.
In 1998?
Yeah, I know, right? Right around
Maybe they
when Limp
recorded
Bizkit
it.
blew up.
Maybe they were the first new metal band and they recorded it and just
That's
held
right.
on to it for years.
Yeah, that's right.
There you
They
go.
recorded it in '96 and they were waiting
Yeah,
until new
they were
metal blew
waiting.
up.
We're waiting for
You know,
Korn
there's
to
going to be
invent
this genre
themselves.
that people call new metal, and we're going to wait to put. All right,
I forgot we grade these. Okay.
I'm going B. Yeah, B. Just because going back, like my only critique is that going back, because I don't go back to this album very often, and it's been quite a while since I've listened to the whole thing, and there were moments where I was like, all right, well, this is a little bit, there was a little bit sameness going on there. So that's my only critique. It's a great album, though. Highly recommend it.
Tim's going in A.
No, I gave it a B plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, B plus. I played this album like crazy though back in the day.
Yeah, I remember playing it a lot too.
And sometimes
I was dealing with a breakup in that time period, and this was great.
Oh, it's perfect for that.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. I recall playing it extremely loudly.
You gotta have to.
I remember that breakup. I'm gonna go B minus. I like what I'm hearing. I mean, this is definitely an album that I would probably, of all the stuff that we listen to, like I would like to go back to this one more to dive in more. As stated, as industrial, there's always a lot more going on, and you can definitely hear stuff going on, not as much as I want to. But if I dive in and really, go deeper, I might hear more of what I want to hear, considering who's producing it.
Yeah.
So,
well, B minus will take it. I'm sure it's going to be a lot better grade than the next album you're going to give. So,
yeah, I think we can all guess what's going to happen next.
All right, well, let's shift gears then to Stone Temple Pilots. The album is Purple.
Yay.
There's some of that. There's so many songs that are, the big hits that I could play, but I'll just start with the first track.
I've always thought this was tuned down.
It sounds like it.
I know, it sounds heavy. C. Yeah. E and F sharp, and then it's a G, A, C step up.
Save it out there. So this band is Scott Weiland on lead vocals, also guitar on Silver Gun Superman, and percussion on Pretty Penny, apparently. Dean DeLeo on guitars, Robert DeLeo on bass. He has a lot of actually credits on here. Well, that's not true. Guitar on a few songs and percussion on Pretty Penny as well. And then Eric Kretz on drums and percussion. And produced by Brendan O'Brien, who has produced a lot of fantastic albums. So,
yeah.
Wait, Rob DeLeo gets credit on almost every song.
Yeah, I think he's the main songwriter for the most part.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I get their names mixed up all the time. I forget who's Dean and who's Rob. Bass, yeah, Bob, Rob. There we go.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, and this is the second album by Stone Temple Pilots, released on June 7th, 1994, and it debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with 252,000 copies in its first week, and it remained on top of the charts for 3 weeks, eventually selling over 6 million copies. So, pretty successful album.
Sometimes people's tastes are correct in the
Yeah.
world.
Well, unless you ask Keith.
Well,
This proves America full of idiots.
Oh, jeez, here we go.
Wow.
so is your angst of this? Let's get this out of the way. Is your hatred of this just because it was so popular, and you didn't like the band already? Was it clashed with?
All right,
some because it's out of proproportion to the actual music.
We already did their first album, and flat out. Let's start with that. I heard Sex Type Thing. It's like, okay, dude, I should. This is right there, man. I should take a look at this band. And then whatever the second video that came off from that one, I don't. Yeah, okay, that happened, and I was like, whoo, dodged a bullet there. And then I heard more and more and more and more and more and more of it because it was so much of it was just on top of the radio. And watching MTV at the time, this band definitely was on during the regular times. And, at least, you could see these videos on Headbangers Ball. I mean, the first time I ever saw them was on Headbangers Ball, for a Sex Type Thing. So all this stuff was still like, hey, it's on Headbangers Ball. And every time it was just so aggravating. It's just like, why would they play a shitty band, or a shitty band that shouldn't be on Headbangers Ball now? And I'm sure that was also played on 120 minutes because, like, oh, these guys are doing something different, which they're, I just don't hear anything original in the music. And he doesn't. I don't know. I mean, when you look at all the other vocalists of this time, like Lane Stanley, one of his go-tos was monotone. He would do but his range, holy shit, when he actually blew up, it was like, fucking A. This motherfucker, Scott Weiland, I just never hear the range. I don't hear talent. I hear some guy throwing in a southern drawl. He's from San Diego, right?
Yeah,
it's in the South.
But one way or another, this to me, that piece of trash, it just sounds like he's just doing what he's trying to do to be a sellout.
So you're okay. So that's what I figured. There's Northern California. He's not even from the South. You're right. Poser. I changed my mind. No, I just think I think there's more to it than just the music. Like, it's objectively not as bad as whatever you texted the other day. Like,
yeah, I think this is an amazing album. I mean,
this is my favorite album by them.
Oh, by far,
it's their best album, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite albums of the '90s, easily.
They have more than 2 albums.
Oh, they have a lot of albums.
They have like 7, don't they?
I got a bunch.
Least, yeah, and actually, I know I've said this a bunch of times, but their new singer is very good, Jeff Gutt, and their last album, Perdita, it might be my third favorite album by them. Really good. I highly recommend that album if you haven't heard it. So, but yeah, this album's great. I love it.
I'll admit this. All right. Yes. That time frame in my head, anything gets popular, I hate it. And this band definitely got popular very fast. And I hated Scott Weiland. And there was music, but there's certain, like as soon as freaking Interstate Love Song starts, I know the music to begin with, and I'm just anticipating hearing that god awful voice of his, and it's just like I'm just waiting for the stake to go through my skull, and it's like
I think most people think he has a good voice.
Yeah, because they're stupid.
I don't know. I love his voice. I think he
has a great voice.
Maybe not the best range ever, but I think he sounds good.
And I mean, did you hear the hidden track? Like, he actually does.
God.
Oh my God,
that's not him singing though. I just found that out.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, really?
No, it's not him singing.
No.
Oh, it's Richard Peterson.
Yeah.
Second album, hidden track. Peterson. Hey, look how cool we are. We're making a joke. Yeah. Fuck you, assholes.
This is going swimmingly.
Yes.
Yeah. So you don't like the album, right, Keith?
Have a feeling.
Um, well, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh well. Oh, Weiland had he had those Christmas albums where he actually sang.
He did. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the weird. He is a
I didn't know that.
person like researching his life. You know, he was married. Um, I believe he was brought up fairly religious. But you know, so is I mean that's the big thing. Like his first marriage, he was very Christian, so he put out some Christmas albums. You know, after the band was huge, and of course you're always going to have trouble once you get rich. So he put out some Christmas albums, and I believe had some kids.
Yeah,
And then things went real fucking sideways for him. And you know, he I mean, let's face it, hey, I've got some friends that have dealt with addictions and that kind of horrendous shit. And I do not I wish the guy were here. I wish that he were still playing in this band, making my life hell by creating more albums, because I would have loved for no one to ever have to go through that hell of drug addiction and overdose. Outside of that, though, I know for a fact the guy did not go through things easily. After he got divorced and then remarried, and I believe he was in some sort of weird cult at some time.
Really?
Things got real bad for him, and it's I do not. I mean, I feel sorry for the guy. I really do, because hey, he was big and famous and didn't have to end up, he definitely lost faith, and that, hey, it can happen to anyone. But he did all these Christmas albums, or not all these. I think he did 2 of them, something like that. And then definitely as he was relapsing, before his death, I believe his first wife and the children were really doing what they could to try to level him out and get him clean again, and things were not happening, and he was definitely spewing a lot of very, very anti-religious stuff at the time. And hey, when you're going through hell, uh, you say some shit to people that love you. And so let's get back to shitty music.
Should we talk about the album cover?
Sure.
It's let's see, I have some notes on this.
Yeah.
The cover art for the album features a painting of a child riding on a quilin, accompanied by a quintet of fairies above the creature and the child, taking place on a cloudy background. The album title is written as a Chinese character on the cover, and nowhere else on the packaging, with the exception of the UK and European limited edition vinyl release. Early pressings featured the Chinese character and band name printed on the CD yellow jewel case. I'm sorry, printed on the CD jewel case cover itself. Ugh. The name of the band is also featured on the. I'm not going to say it again.
Are they saying that the band name is not on this, or it is? Because on mine,
they're saying it's. Yeah, on mine it is too. That's weird. I don't know.
I can't see that, but it's down at the bottom. Says
maybe the original. I don't know.
We bought this when it came out. Yeah, it's 94. This is old and beat up. So
weird. Maybe this wiki post is inaccurate.
Maybe the person who wrote that wasn't even born yet.
Probably not. The name of the band is also written on a like a sheet cake on the back of the album too.
Yeah,
or maybe no. That's
12
Gracious
Melodies. Yeah,
that's right.
When you look at it on Apple iTunes, probably on Spotify too, the clouds move and the baby zooms in and out in waves.
Yeah.
And I guess that whatever that thing he's on, is that like a horse and a dragon put together?
I guess.
That's what. Yeah. Let me see if there's more information on that thing. How do you pronounce this? Quilin. Quilin?
Sure.
A legendary hooved chimerical creature that appeared in Chinese mythology and is said to appear with the imminent arrival of passing of a sage or illustrious ruler.
Wow.
Specific to the Lin mythological family of One Horn Beasts. Interesting.
One horn, behind horn, blind, purple people eater, one eyed, one horn, flying, purple people.
That would have
it's
made
a
more
fine
sense
cover.
because it's purple.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I went there.
It doesn't fit. I mean, the name of the album is Purple, so I don't know what the hell that
I
has to
don't
do with
know.
anything.
None of that
One
makes
eyed,
sense.
one horn, flying, purple people eater.
Oh,
Why they said it.
now I get it.
Yeah.
One little.
That is
slow.
pretty deep. Okay.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I never understood the name of the album.
yeah, no. Production.
Immediately, it's awesome. Like it just hits you in the face with how good it sounds right away.
Very good.
Brennan O'Brien.
And it's not
pretty good
surprising.
at that.
but-
Yeah.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of really cool stereo separation throughout this album.
Mm-hmm.
If you have headphones on, it's one of those things. Once again, all these albums are car albums. So
Yeah. Right.
you didn't quite get that experience. You go back 30 years later, pop on some headphones, you go, oh shit.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you had stereo vinyl, it's like across your room, you know.
Yeah, like giant. Yeah, wait, yeah. I was like 95% playing this stuff in the car. So
Well, this came out like a week before we graduated high school, so there's a chance that I did listen to it on a Walkman at some point. I'm sure I did,
you probably did.
but I was still rocking the Walkman at that age.
Yeah, I'm sure I was too. Well,
Oh,
yeah. We had
Joe,
cars though by then.
Yeah, I was
So
rocking
it's-
the
Yeah, we
Toyota
had tape
Corolla.
decks in our cars, but
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Joe, you and I were, what month was this?
It was June 7th,
Okay,
1994.
we had 2 weeks left of high school, so
Yeah.
we had 2 weeks
Maybe
left to be
1, 'cause we
wandering
got
those
out-
halls.
We got out
June
earlier. than
15th
that.
is the thing when I graduated.
Yeah, that's
pretty
what I
sure
thought
it's
too.
June
Like
15th.
14th or 15th, because you got out a
Yeah.
week earlier than the rest of the school.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. It was 30 years ago. Yeah,
It was. It was like the happiest time of my life.
Yeah.
So
Well, Joe, I mean, it is our 30th anniversary. It's
Is
it's
it?
yes.
know.
It's,
oh yeah,
it's
because we're talking about the album 30.
yeah.
Yeah. I think we
It's-
missed the anniversary.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Ah.
It's happening September 28th, I believe.
I'm busy.
The reunion. Come on, man.
No, I'm busy with band stuff. I think.
Yeah,
Shit,
I
I'm
actually
working.
That's
I'm
I-
working.
Joe,
I think I have COVID that day too. So
I actually was talking with John Wood, if you remember him.
Yeah, of
my
course
old
we-
friend Fane, he got me into punk.
we played with him.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He fell off the stage with us.
Yes,
That's right.
yes. You
Yeah.
played with
No.
him at the very first Slave show.
the stage attacked him.
Well,
It wasn't his
Well, no,
fault.
he remember.
That's right.
We played that gig with you guys, and he fell off the stage while he was
Yes,
singing.
yes. You guys have that on video. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but one way or
enjoyed
another, we actually spoke for the first time in 20 years. Probably in April, I guess is when. But
wow.
one way or another, just hey, yeah, man, the reunion's coming up. What are you gonna do? He's just like, yes, let's do it. And I'm like, oh shit, I did not expect you to say that. Okay, and he's like, come on, well, he didn't. He wasn't. He was joking and saying that, hey, let's go. But, or at least I anticipate that he was. Because let's face it, fuck high school.
Yep. I guess it'd be 35 years for me.
That's right.
Why would I want to go back and see any of these people? Like other than like 3 people, probably.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. Like what?
Yeah, that's the
I-
thing. I'm
I
not.
know.
It's
and
so
you have-
weird.
You have,
Let's-
to, yeah, you have to
You don't-
pay for
you don't
those
go
things
back-
too.
Yep.
You don't have to go back. You don't go back to college and see people. I mean, I'm sure people do it, but you don't.
I went to my 30, no, my 25
It's
years.
impossible.
I went to
Okay.
I went to 2 of my reunions. So
Okay, that's
of
weird.
college, because college, dude, you were down there like for the summer after I turned 21, and you enjoyed college.
I did, but it's like so long ago. What are we gonna do? Like,
Drank. You go like, I mean, that's the only thing I met back with old
okay.
guys. We wandered around campus and then go get some beers. But hey, and that's the same thing with high school. Meet up with those guys that you used to run into, and you were drunk, and they were drunk at the McDonald's in Fair City Mall, and be like, "Hey, what's up?" Oh, wow, we're still drunk. Okay, bye.
I guess we're reliving albums from them. Then maybe it's different for
Well,
more
speaking of
social
high school,
people.
Greg Tom loved this album and tried to get me into Stone Temple Pilots.
Really?
He did, but I was like, no, thank you. And so why don't you play some of the tracks? Rock and roll.
Well, sticking with the production, I know we got off on a little tangent there, but the sounds great, but I will say the guitar sound on certain, like it always struck me as a little. I mean, it fits the band, I guess. It's just a little hollow sounding. It's like the opposite of scoop the mids. You've heard that saying, right?
Yeah.
Turn down all the mids. It's like they boosted the mids instead. It just, I don't know. It almost sounds like
Where- do
what
you
you
have-
get when you engage the wah, you know.
Well, maybe he
I can-
did though.
Well, there's one
Like
song where he purposely does that.
Vaseline is very. That's got a very wah sound to it. Does he?
But
does he
even
have that on
like
the
even
album?
Meat Plow, even when the guitars come in a Meat Plow, it was a little like, oh,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You do?
it's just a little hollow sounding to me.
There's two guitars going on. It's the headphones. I hear different guitars.
Tons of separation.
Yeah.
All the songs have.
I'm
there's
not saying
songs where
it's
there's, like,
necessarily bad, by the way.
Maybe that's why I think the bass sounds so good because there's plenty of frequency room for the bass guitar.
Maybe that's why they did it, like to
Yeah.
make the bass sound a little better.
Yeah, the bass is loud. Sounds way better than the first album.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, we can get into the tricks.
Whoa, the tracks.
most people have heard at least half the album, even if they didn't want
I
to.
know.
God, yeah.
So many hits on
Holy
the album.
shit.
Yeah.
I think Vaseline was the first. Well, Big Empty might actually probably was the first single because that was in The Crow.
Crow.
Yeah, that was.
The Crow was what? Was that 94? Yeah, that was 94. I think it came out in
94
May.
was. Yeah, it was earlier.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Like a month before the album. Yeah.
That
Pretty
was a
excited
great
'cause-
fucking album.
Yeah. Great
Crow
fucking
soundtrack,
movie,
yeah,
too.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about that song, but yeah, it always reminds me of The Crow, that song.
Yeah, for
Big
sure.
Empty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Meat Plow. We played a little bit of that. Is there any there's a cool use of slide guitar. You can hear it in the chorus.
Mhm.
Let me see.
Tangerine.
Drums sound great.
Yeah.
Solo sounds pointless.
It's a good solo.
Well, there you can probably say that about 99% of guitar solos in rock songs.
That's a good point. That is a great point, Joe.
The point of them is to just break up, the song a little, and we've gotten accustomed to it. So I think that's the point.
I mean, there's some solos like in The Unforgiven that really, really add punch to the song. It adds like an emotional weight to the song where you're like,
Yes.
and we're comfortably numb. But there's a
Mhm.
solo
I mean-
that actually takes the song into a whole new place. So there's
Yeah,
like,
there's
times
a
when-
1%.
But then there's what Stone Temple Pilots does.
They do what a lot of bands do, though.
yeah, I mean, there's it's a
They're
cool
definitely
thing.
they're definitely a formulaic band.
Yes.
Eh,
I like guitar solos. How about that?
Don't
Shocking, right?
don't let him get to you. I know what you're doing, Keith. Actually, I think
Well-
there's more solos on this album than the first album, right? I don't
Yeah, I
remember the
think
first album being
probably.
very solo-y.
I don't
Mm.
either.
And he does a
wasn't-
good
I
job.
mean-
He doesn't do anything super flashy that I
Mm.
hear. It's
He
just-
doesn't do anything flashy, but there is God, what the hell's the damn track? What is it? Silver Gun Superman. The end of it is just so fucking
Oh.
stupid. he's doing
Yeah.
a solo, and then all of a sudden the
It just goes
drummer
off the
starts
rails,
doing a
yeah.
different beat, and it's like, fuck you. Just
There's a bit of double bass in that song,
Oh, really? Nice.
like a little flourish, like a little flash.
I would
It's
guess
one of
it's
those-
double pedal, probably.
Well, double pedal. Same thing.
Well, no, but I mean, just to be technical about it.
Yeah. He doesn't have two kicks in front of him. That would be very strange.
It's like, bring in that other bass drum for me because I want to.
Yeah.
I want to use it on this album. There it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. 3 seconds of it.
Well, Vaseline. Everyone's heard that song.
Oh yeah.
A lot more percussion in this song than I remember.
Yeah. Which is,
Especially if you listen if you listen on headphones. you know?
Exactly. It's really cool.
Yeah. Now we'll go to
And
that spot. I think.
and the
What were you gonna
guitars are separated. There's a lot of separation of guitars in this as well. Throughout the
Yeah.
song. There's some
Yep.
right channel stuff, left channel stuff.
Yeah.
That's left right now.
I mean, it's a cool drum beat.
It is.
It's just an FG.
Yep.
Right channel is acoustic.
The bell. There's a bell going.
Yeah.
Cymbal bell. I think that's what it is.
Daily Doug.
There's a
Okay, y'all, they're back into the F and the G, y'all.
Listen to all the bongos.
Ooh, a bridge, y'all.
And then guitar on the left.
Yep. It's a fun guitar. I learned this song last year for a gig. And it was, that's a fun guitar solo. Easy to do. It's fun. Yeah, that's a good song.
Way different on
He
headphones.
likes- He's thinking about it.
He's biting his tongue as hard as he's bleeding. He's biting his tongue so hard.
It's a shockingly strong reaction, I have to say. 'Cause we've
Well,
played stuff that's like genuinely bad on this podcast. Like, you know, this is this is not.
Annihilate
This
us.
is like the most like non-offensive. It's a good rock, you know, like all right, you know, some hard rock, well-written songs. But,
Yeah. Cool
okay.
vocal harmonies, you know. Good
It's
stuff.
just fuck you, Stone Temple Pilots. What you gonna do, brother?
Rage, rage, fucking rage.
So Loungefly is the next song. Have you it starts with this reverse guitar thing? Or reverse thing, I should say. I went
You
ahead
hear
and-
it first.
I went ahead and
Unreversed it.
unreversed it.
Wow,
It is
that
the
is
same.
simple as shit. Wow,
But it sounds
so
more like an acoustic
easy.
thing.
It is an acoustic guitar. Just
I know, but
doing
I'm
a
saying it
fucking
sounds more
chord
like
and just,
the actual version doesn't really.
look at how talented we are, man. We did it backwards. Oh.
How dare I point that out? Sorry.
And I'm sure that they were thinking like, man, we're rock stars when they did that.
That was a producer decision, I think.
They must, or I don't know, it might have been too short of a sample, but I don't know if MTV paid for that clip. Probably not for the MTV News.
No,
But they
probably not.
Oh my God, that's all I think about when they hear it. You don't remember that?
No.
They used one of their
MTV
tunes.
News, and it would bah, 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 bah. You hear it
Really?
first.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
Megadeth.
do you remember that, Eric?
What
They did that for
Stone
Megadeth
Temple-
too.
Yeah, but what's Stone Temple Pilots?
That thing he just played. That
Oh,
backwards
really?
part. Yeah. Nobody remembers this?
Mm-mm.
You hear it first. You go, to the
Huh.
break.
I remember I can
I-
see the graphic and everything, the little, yeah, I can picture it. I just don't.
Huh.
I don't remember hearing that specifically. I
I remember the backwards thing. I didn't know it was this specifically.
Yeah. Let's see.
Because this came out in '94. The You Hear It First stuff I remember being
I know
like
they-
late 80s.
They changed it when
They
after
must,
this.
Oh, okay.
they must have changed it. Yeah.
I think they stopped using Megadeth at some point.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's probably there might have been something in between, but
Yeah.
There is let's see. This song features a guitar solo credited to Paul Leary of the Butthole Surfers. I didn't know that until
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't either.
It's the ending guitar solo in the song apparently. No idea. Yeah, I had no idea. But you know, I'm not seeking out Paul Leary guitar solos, so
No. Yeah, how
Any
would
other
you have known
moments? Yeah. Any other moments from that song?
that? No, we already, I just had written down some stuff about the cool percussion, but that's all I wrote down.
Yeah.
And the channels.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Another song that has more percussion that I didn't really notice before until listening to
Yeah.
headphones. Yeah. Interstate Love Song. We've all heard that song. It's Keith's favorite song.
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of an interesting thing to play for this. So this is the only clip I pulled from this, but what's his name? The bass player, DeLeo. Talked about this a second ago. Not Dean, the other guy. Robert. Yeah.
Right.
He was on the I guess it's a podcast, a YouTube channel with Rick Beato. He was on that recently. And he talked about the guitar part for Interstate Love Song and how that came about.
So Interstate, now this song goes through so many different changes. You've heard it on the radio a billion times, and it's easy to take it for granted because it just sounds so normal, but it's not. It's a very sophisticated song. Let's talk about the chords in the verse. Okay?
Sure. Well, it started out on a nylon like this.
Okay.
And it was literally just started out as a bossa nova.
You're channeling your Jobim.
Yeah, so yeah, that's how it started out. And just but I knew I couldn't do that bass line to that.
Right.
So I just put it into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
song is
good song. It's very Zeppelin-y.
Yeah.
Overplayed as hell, I know, but it's still a good song.
Still a great song. The chorus is fantastic.
Yeah, vocal harmonies, really
Yeah.
good.
Boring.
Boring. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. How far do you like this song?
Yeah, I'll get to the chorus.
it's one of my favorite songs to play on bass.
I can see
bass.
why. Very prominent.
Yeah. It's a good song.
Definitely Zeppelin-y.
Oh yeah. big time.
I'm doubting my MTV News thing now. I
Uh-oh.
looked at a couple from the 90s and there's no song in there. So,
Yeah.
and if Nona, you picked up on it, I must have fucked up.
Well, I remember
You've
there
done
being
that
some
before.
weird. I remember there
Even
being some
today,
weird backwards
probably.
thing, but
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, we didn't mention the sad but true snare hit, Tim.
Yeah, yeah.
In this song. There you go. Dun, na, 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 na.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the next song, this starts. I don't know if you guys remember. I think I pointed this out when the last Mastodon album came out, but there's a song on the latest Mastodon album that sounds just like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Gigantium?
Yeah.
Except tuned down like a step and a half lower.
Yeah. Very similar. Anyway.
Yeah.
Still Remains is a good song.
What do you think of it, Keith?
No, that's the whole thing. Like going through this.
This was the one, I think.
Yes, I can't believe
that's
you.
right.
Yes,
It's the one he
Holy shit.
texted us.
I hit this, and it was just like I can't. I thought like all the overplayed shit, specifically Interstate and Vaseline. Then we hit this. This is definitely. I hate the song more than the other ones. I mean, this is just God. I didn't even put down anything else. I just holy shit, fuck this band. I didn't think I would just happen to a song I hated as much as their overplayed shit. Yeah. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, yeah. Things change. Let's please don't make me listen to a goddamn second of that. Put on Penny Saver if you want to. I mean, but Penny Saver,
Pretty Penny,
yeah, Pretty Penny, whatever the hell it is.
Penny Saver, Dollar Store, Dollar General.
Like it's just like I saw my
Family
mom.
Dollar.
I saw my mom 30 minutes ago, and I hadn't heard a decent song since then either.
Well,
Go ahead
I
and
don't
start
know.
the lyrics.
For what? Still Remains or Pretty
No,
Penny?
for Pretty
Still
Penny.
Remains is just it's I guess it's love song to somebody.
You see, Joe, my punchline isn't going to work unless you play the lyrics so that they can get the reference about seeing my mom.
Oh, okay.
In Pretty Penny?
Yeah. Where's your mother gone?
Oh, have you seen the Mother Girl? Yeah, okay, I got you. So the sequencing was bad. Is that what you're saying?
Have you seen your mother, girl?
Well, I'm a boy, but I saw her 30 minutes ago. Haven't heard any good music since then. Fucker.
That's the worst song on the album by far.
Yeah.
Pretty Penny.
There's some others that might,
It's the worst song on the album.
Yeah.
I think.
All right.
It's just, I don't know, it's boring.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Silver Gun Superman.
We bought this album pretty much the day it came out. So there weren't yet, other than I guess Big Empty, any like hits. And I guess Vaseline.
I think Vaseline. I think that.
Yeah, Vaseline might have been. But I mean, when I think of this album, I don't think of like hearing these songs on the radio or like.
Yeah, I don't either.
I just think of delivering pizzas and listening to this album and enjoying it. I don't have this memory or impression of like, oh, this song again. I mean, nowadays if you put on
it's not live.
It's not live, you're right. It's not nearly as good as Throwing Copper, but
there's almost as many hits though.
It's nowhere close to as good as Throwing Copper. But
I think it's not that far.
I don't feel like it's that far either.
This is me saying that about Throwing Copper as compared to this.
I love it, Keith.
You're selling out Stone Temple Pilots just so Keith can like another album.
Yes, I have a weird obsession with that album.
All right,
I'll just say that.
Okay.
I don't know where we were. Silver Gun Superman.
Yeah,
it's a great song. That's got to be tuned down, right?
That is.
This sounds like it could have been on 4.
Yeah, definitely.
It's too good to be on 4.
That's true too. Drop D, I assume.
Yeah. I think whenever you get those riffs that ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, they just climb. It's just they got to be doing it like that. You know?
Yeah.
It's just easier.
Yeah. It's like Spoon Man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be done.
All right, can we just
Awesome bass
pause
line.
right there?
Yeah.
That's it.
What?
This is the first song on the album. This is eat my dick. This is the first song on the album where I'm finally like, okay, cool riff, everything's going smoothly. He starts the vocals and it fits, and I'm just like, okay, you know, like as I stated, we've referenced for those viewing at home. You know, as I was listening to this, I sent them a text saying, "God, I hate this goddamn band," and Joe immediately commented like, "Things ain't gonna get any better."
I was wrong.
And they got
Good.
better immediately.
This song was the first one. I'm like, okay, timeout. Something's actually working here. The verse, like, God damn it, they connect perfectly. Everything's going smoothly, and then they had to do a goddamn chorus, and
What?
it just killed the goddamn
Of
song.
course, is the best.
What are they supposed to do? A verse? The whole
No,
one
it
really
just,
long verse, right?
Wyland just sucks, and it's just, you know,
Oh.
The chorus is fine.
To be fair, that comment I made was I was kind of riffing off of John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh.
Your mood's not going to improve much. But I didn't expect you to do it.
I like the chorus a lot.
Yeah.
It's another example of the guitar tone.
see, this good, chorus bad.
No.
Go to the end, which is Keith's favorite part when they start getting all fucked up. Timing gets all weird.
So they were too formulaic early on, but now they're going off the whole format, and that's too on the other end of the spectrum, I guess. 'Cause there's two drum beats going on.
Yeah. It's all silly.
It's
Sounds
stupid.
like it's a different drummer
It's not silly.
on that.
It's stupid.
That was Dean DeLeo playing that part.
The double
Which
bass is
one?
a 408 if you want to do
The thing we just heard, that was Dean DeLeo at the very end there. So he probably put the bass down, went over to another drum set, and just started fucking around.
Mm.
I'm sorry, guitar. Oh, he was playing there too, so I don't know. But it says he's got credits for drum ending on Silver Gun Superman.
No, interesting. There was that double bass. That's cool. I never noticed that before.
What? You don't notice that?
No.
He was too busy listening to
There you go.
live.
I was listening to the guitar solo. It was a guitar solo, so I had to listen to that.
Crazy.
How dare I? I said it already, but Big Empty always reminds me of The Crow.
Of course.
So, and it's a great song. Again, a little
I think
overplayed,
it
but
sucks, and I
great song.
think when I listen to this, I'm like,
I think it sucks.
I bet Fred Durst really loved this.
Oh, for God's sakes. I
What?
remember hearing this and it was on.
You're running out of material.
Anything off of the first album. We heard this.
Yeah, for sure.
Durst likes it.
It just sucks.
That's Keith's review. Every song.
It just sucks.
Well, it sucks.
There's another great chorus in this song.
Yes.
Driving faster in my car.
He's getting up there in range a little bit there. His voice is a little higher than his normal lower range.
Just what we are. Smoke a cigarette emotions kill, falling faster in my car. Time to take her home, her dizzy head is consciously. Time to take her ride, it leaves today, no conversation. Time to take her home, her dizzy head is consciously. Time to wait too long, to wait too long, to wait too long.
Very good.
Yeah. It's,
No issues with that song. It's a great song.
yeah, it's great chorus, good melody.
That's one of those songs where it's, there are songs that are overplayed, and sure, this was on the radio a ton, but I'm not sick of this song. Like there
No,
are
I
certain
didn't-
songs where I skip it every time. It's like, heard that song way too many times. But this song, no, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, great song.
Next up is a metal song almost.
Unglued. This is shortest on the album. The only track on the album that has musical writing credits from Scott Weiland, actually.
Oh no!
He wrote all the lyrics.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Why, you like this one?
I easily best song on the album. Like this one, like that's one. Like as I said, like when I was expecting to hate the second half of this, like I was just like, oh, this is gonna suck. So Against Superman, I'm like, all right, we finally have something good. Then it sucked, and then we get to Unglued, which I know it was on the radio some, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I know I heard it a bit, but I mean, this tune easily best song of the album.
I think this one sounds more like Core
Yeah.
than anything else.
Yeah, the way he sings.
Yeah, it's very sex type thing.
Yeah, it is.
See the vocals. Actually, it's really, really like it. He does that kind of talking and then, yeah.
Good tempo.
Good solo in this song too. Ha ha ha. Guitar solo. I don't know what it is, but
It's a short song.
yeah, look at that.
It's in the left channel.
Yeah.
Put the guitars in the right channel.
Like if you want people in the car to hear it, that's a better speaker to be at.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
always going to be somebody driving.
That's
People
true.
in London are like, there's a guitar solo in this?
Yeah, right. Never heard that.
All right. Let's
I wonder
see.
if that's why they have a European version. They switched the.
That would be
They
funny.
flip
Yeah.
Let's
Please
see.
play Army Ants.
Yeah, Army Ants is great. The drums on the song are really good. The drums and the verses.
Until 2:16. That slow down part is like, stop that. And then thankfully it speeds back up. But like this is like a heavier than pretty much most of the rest of the album.
Little Zeppelin there again.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, the drums and the verse.
And the
so good.
bass right there, man. It's
Yeah.
Never noticed that. It's like a. It's hit metal.
syncopation there.
There's like a weird, it's hitting something metal. It was like,
Yeah,
Is that a symbol?
probably
what that
either a
was.
stand or the bell of the ride.
I don't know what it was.
Maybe, yeah.
It was way in the background. It was just this, dong, dong. It's weird.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, do it
Yeah,
again.
play it again.
All right.
Yeah, like we're at the two songs that I like. So
Oh, here, yeah.
It's like a giant cowbell.
Yeah.
Clown from Slipknot. He came in
That's
with
what I was thinking. It's
fucking phone, his bat, and he's slamming. I don't know what it is. It could be like a separate. I mean, there's a ton of percussion on this album,
Yeah.
so it could be just some extra snare they brought in or something. I don't know. So it sounds almost.
It's almost that's almost a Matt Cameron type of
Yeah.
drum.
The drum beat.
drum
Yeah, it's
rhythm.
all
Mhm.
sideways and weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he
yeah.
kind of sucked a little on the first album. I thought some of his drums. So
He was very-
he got a lot better here, or he
Yeah.
got balls on this one. I don't know. Maybe
Maybe the
they
producer helped.
produced him to say, "Play the fucking things."
Yeah. Probably.
Ask Craig LaCicero about this drummer. He's infatuated with this dude. Loves the guy.
Really?
Oh, really?
This guy. Yeah. Yeah. He's had always had great things to say about his drumming. So
Yeah, they. Well, I think also there's
wish we had him for this episode.
Yeah.
get into
I
there's
tried.
musicians you get into the studio and they kind of shut down, play it safe.
Yeah.
So maybe it was Brendan O'Brien that.
I think
Yeah,
it
could be.
was. With the amount of percussion, that would kind of suggest that he's like, hey, just go nuts, you know?
Yeah. Okay, last song. This is a really good song too.
Well,
The
I mean,
strings
there's
on this
two-
song. Well, yeah, I know there's the hidden track, but Kitchenware
it's-
Candy Bars
it's
is really good. Yeah.
I was going good, and then 58 seconds hit.
Oh, what? Come on. No, I put this as the strings come in here. Oh, so good. This bridge.
That's really good chorus.
Yeah.
This is one of those, like, everything they're doing orchestration wise, something that I love hearing. And if a band I didn't hate did it, I would be applauding it. But I hate this band. So I'm going to tell you all that it sucks because it's this band. Because, yes. And that's all that matters.
Are you stupid or something?
It does not make sense.
Do we want to play some of this goofy little
Yeah,
hidden
might as
track? I
well.
guess so.
Yeah, you should, but not too much.
12 precious melodies worth listening. Hope you enjoy them. Like if it's sung to me. Listen to
Was it one of those things where it was like track 99, or was it just a
it's-
long space? And then
Oh, there was a long, I
something?
think it was a long space.
Okay. I think you're right. Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
It's funny for once, but I don't know anyone that's going back and going, that hidden track,
Yeah.
man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Might not have even been funny once. We're like, what the fuck is this?
And that was Richard Peterson, Mr. Peterson, performing that.
Any
All
other
right.
comments?
No, I
Complaints?
think it's their best album in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like Joe said, it's one of the best albums in the '90s. I think they get lumped in with the grunge scene a little
They
bit,
do.
and I don't think that's quite right. They're not. I don't consider them a grunge band. They're just a good rock band, in my opinion. And this is a fantastic album. I love it. I own it on vinyl, as you can see.
Is that the remaster?
So
I think so.
Pearl Jam's kind of with these guys being lumped in,
Yeah.
you know, where they shouldn't be with the grunge.
I think Pearl Jam fits in the grunge in the beginning, but they've
Yeah.
evolved into more.
I mean,
rock
these
first
guys,
time, you think so?
these guys are definitely more. I mean, I have to say it just because of kind of the vocal effect he's using. They're much more kind of a more classic southern rock. I feel like tempos. There's all slow. You know,
Wait, these guys?
yeah. Don't you think he's got the? I mean, it's
No,
not.
not at all.
You don't think of his accent wise?
I don't think their songs really follow any kind of a blues pattern. I don't think they're that at all.
Alright,
I think they're much
alright.
more like Led Zeppelin than. Well, Led Zeppelin's probably more. They're definitely got a lot of blues influence.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know.
absolutely. I mean, they're
But I don't think these guys do. Like, I don't know.
I mean, that's the one thing I'm thinking. The biggest thing when I hear STP, the first thing I think of is Scott, and it's just his voice just clutters my ears, and he does have a kind of a southern affect to his vocals that, I mean, it's you know fucking fine. You know, let's face it. I mean, we were talking a few episodes ago about you know, Zach Wild from New Jersey, you're throwing that in there. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean, it would be it's you know, however you end up singing, however it comes out, especially if you're going to end up selling, you know, a gold or platinum album, hell, cheers. But I mean, I always feel like the way he kind of throws himself out there. I agree with that he's not grunge, and the fact that he's not. I mean, this band, as much as you know, the first time I saw him was on Headbangers Ball. I mean, hey, this is a metal show. Would you call these guys metal? I mean, in that fact, we're talking about them not really being grunge. I mean,
they have metal
not a metal
elements.
band.
There are songs that have crunchy guitar
They're-
parts, but
They're just a rock band.
yeah,
Yeah, it's funny because I had some notes on this, and so Hard Rock Magazine considers it one of the 500 greatest rock and metal albums of all time. So they consider it rock, basically.
Yeah.
Loudwire considers it's number 6 on its 10 best hard rock albums of 1994. But then Rolling Stone has this number 24 on its list of 50 greatest grunge albums.
there you go.
And then Pitchfork named Purple one of the 25 best grunge albums of the 90s. So it's like it just depends on
Rolling Stone does.
who's writing the articles?
Yeah.
Rolling
pretty
Stone
much.
does shit like that just to be provocative. I think.
I hate Rolling Stone is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Or they just have some intern do it that doesn't know anything about any of the fucking albums. And it's
God,
like,
I
here,
hate that
this
magazine.
is, yeah.
This is
hate
even, but I mean, the height of their popularity is more post grunge anyway. Like grunge was
Yeah.
kind of like, to me, grunge was like 90 to 94 ish era, I guess. Maybe it extended into that, but like the mid 90s is when you started seeing bands like Limp Bizkit pop up, and grunge started going away, and it was more this new metal stuff. But I don't know. And also, I equate Seattle to grunge, and they're not a Seattle band, so
this isn't new metal.
this is the birth of new metal.
But shit.
Well, Weiland
Somewhere.
has that. He has that Jarl,
Yeah,
the-
that's true.
Hey, I mean,
And I think-
but it's not freaking Vetter. You know, it's one thing vocally. I'll give him credit for the fact that he is there. You know, he's not trying to sound like when you listen to goddamn fucking Danzig. You know, he's trying to be Elvis. You know, when you listen to Weiland, he does what he's doing, and he he's got his own fingerprint.
Yeah.
I don't like how he sounds, just like I don't really like Glenn Danzig. So that might kind of be that. But you know, for me, that's like I can't get around how much I dislike the way he comes across in his vocals.
I guess I get in a way why they might. I mean, I'm trying to think of some contemporaries with them or of them
Well, I
in that
would
era,
always say, like,
you know,
if you ask them what do they sound like, people would probably say they sound like Pearl Jam.
And
which is
I mean, that's
grunge.
probably the first thing they would.
what about
think
Black
You think-
Crows?
wait a
I
minute,
mean, Black
wait a minute,
Crows
when did-
are much faster, but
But I don't think Pearl Jam's grunge. I thought we.
No, I don't think so either.
I thought that. I mean, if people are pointing to grunge, Pearl Jam's gonna be one of the first bands they talk about.
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Right, that's-
Pearl Jam
that's
is
why
I'd
like
say
is like a
Nirvana
big-
isn't grunge.
They're just a Seattle band.
It's just we've had this conversation before too, where it's like,
Yeah, but people
you-
always
when you
point out like
break
the
it
big
down-
four. Yeah,
yeah,
there's a big four of grunge bands. It's like Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Nirvana.
yeah,
those
and
are
then
the
you're
big
like,
four
They're they're wrong about one. Like Mudhoney would be more of the big four of the grunge than. Pearl Jam.
Testament should be.
it's what, yeah. When you start really digging into the stuff, you're like, well, that like Alice in Chains it's more metal. Soundgarden more
If you-
metal.
like,
All of
Pearl
it is
Jam is
metal
almo-
except Nirvana. Nirvana isn't metal at all. And
no, they're more punk.
Yeah. Yes.
But Pearl Jam is like standard tuning on almost all their stuff. You know, like
yeah,
they don't
it's
even
rock.
They're not even half step
Yeah.
down.
It's just
That's-
rock.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
American rock band.
It's all semantics. I mean, you get into it with new metal stuff too. Like people call Slipknot new metal. I
Yeah.
don't think Slipknot's new metal, but
no, they're just a fucking metal thrash band.
yeah. Well, they have
Yeah.
scratching, so they're new metal.
Oh yeah, they
No, they're
And there's
rap rock,
rapping
then.
elements. They're rapping
that's
elements
rap
in the first
rock.
album. So, yeah.
stupid.
All right. We've got off.
Yes. Let's
Another tangent.
So double pilots.
Yeah, we should grade this album.
All right.
I'm going A because it's there's those couple tracks that I'm not a fan of, but otherwise it's a perfect album outside of those two. So A for me.
Wait, two? But there's one.
I count that hidden track as a track. So
Oh, you
Yeah.
shouldn't count that. Then you have a name.
no, it
It's
doesn't.
called Second Album.
12 Gracious Melodies. Anyway,
I found it listed as second album.
the second
Um,
album.
It's the album's an A, and it's so close to A plus. And I don't know, maybe it's A plus for me. I don't know. I don't even dislike Pretty Penny. Then really, I kind of like that. There's something different in the middle of the album, even though it's kind of boring. But
Yeah.
No, I think maybe A plus. Let's do A plus.
All right.
All right. I put B plus.
B
Hater.
plus.
B plus. it's almost an A, but it's I don't know. I do love it, but there's other albums in '94 I like a lot more. So
Well, I also had to do that thing where I know that if I talk about any other albums, I'm not gonna be able to go A plus on those because I said this is their best. So
yeah, I don't know,
setting
it's
that
tricky.
bar.
It's really tricky.
And there's nothing I don't know. There's nothing that annoys me. Even that hidden track, I like. You just skip it if you don't want to listen to it. You know, like you go to the next album or play it again. So
yeah, this was on heavy rotation in '94.
Yeah,
delivering
Yeah,
pizzas,
yeah.
playing this album like crazy. I mean, it's
Yep.
great album. All right, Keith.
F plus.
F plus. F plus.
take
Because
it.
there's like one
That's
song
pretty
that's pretty good.
I will flat out say, yeah. Like I went into Chili Peppers, like, oh, gotta hate it. Couldn't. I mean, there's been some albums that I've gone into just trying to like want to hate, and this is one that hey, it won. I hated it. I hated it before I heard it, and I listened to the whole damn thing for the first time listening to this, and still hate it. There are the band's got talent. The band knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
I like the drummer. I really think that guy's doing some cool things. But and they've got like the more metal this band was, the more I dug them, and they're rockier. Stuff when you need to say that's nah. Not my not my style, and I hate them for those songs.
All right. Well,
I should have said A. It would have brought the average up.
it's not too late. Just say A.
Just
say
put
A.
an A.
we don't count the East German judge.
Yeah.
Just put an A.
Okay.
That's fun. That's why, like, on websites where people grade things from a 1 to 10 scale, like on Metacritic or whatever, user
Yeah.
reviews, it's an inverse bell curve because people are always like 9 or 10 or 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You know, like I gotta average that shit out. My opinion. So that's why thumbs up and thumbs down is probably the best thing. Like go to YouTube or something.
Yeah.
So I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Thumbs down. It's like Gladiator. He's like,
Yeah, right.
Let me ask you guys this question, because I was like going through stuff today at the record store and it was not finding anything, enormous. I was like, oh, fuck yes. But I did see something that I was like, oh, motherfucker. It's a box set of Husker Du called Savage Young Du. It's their early shit. And I was like, I saw it over to the side and it was not part of what was for sale. It was over in the, kind of that side area where they haven't yet, marked things or who knows what the fuck was going on with it. But I saw it and I was just like, I mean, I've got it on CD, so I've already, I already have it, but I don't have it on vinyl. But I don't have most of Husker Du's, stuff on vinyl. So, I mean, if I bought something I already have and I don't have the other stuff, it's like, do I really want to invest? It's a box set. That motherfucker would have cost me $150 to $200. I'm right to have not even asked, right?
probably.
Okay.
If you had the cash and you're wanting to spend it, maybe, but
it's Husker Du. I mean, Husker Du, I would do that. I would, considering I ran into nothing I found a ton of shit that of course I should have. Let me take, for instance, Master Puppets. I'm like, used version of Master for 18. Yeah, I mean, I'll do that.
Is it a lecture? Was it a lecture or was it Blackened?
I have no I only looked at, hey, it's Master. That's, I wouldn't mind introducing my son to that album.
If it was an Electra pressing, I might have picked it up, but it probably wasn't. For 18 bucks, it probably wasn't.
No,
because the Electra pressings are worth more than that, and I'm sure they knew that. So
yeah. That's the one thing that really sucks. It's like every hole in the wall now knows where to go to find out how much they should be charging for this shit.
I know.
So you can't you can't just like find that like, holy shit.
I know.
Yeah, right.
They don't know what they have.
Oh my god, they this thing in here for $2.
Yeah, exactly.
Motherfucker.
Stupid internet.
I know.
You're probably better off at yard sales for that.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Flea markets.
If you're willing to do that, yeah.
I'm not willing to do that.
I'm not willing to do that either.
No. Those are the people that own record stores that go out and dig through that shit.
Yeah.
Stores, so.
And then they sell,
All right. Well, for Joe and Tim and Keith, this is Eric saying,
Thank you. Good fucking night. Energy, aggression, power. To sum it up, it's a vulgar display of power.
Sometimes I think you drink just a little too much blood.
I'm sorry, I'm going to PA. Bloodaholics Anonymous.
Good note.
Cut it up big time.
They are miserable slaves of Satan.
Some cunts recording this.